Hey guys, it's George from SoundTraxx here, and this week we're going to talk about board formats. Now, the Tsunami2 is offered in a range of different board formats. We're going to explain the differences between each of those now. So the first one up we're going to talk about is our TSU 1100. Now, this is our small 1 amp. It has 4 functions, and it also has a 1 watt amplifier. And this decoder measures 10.5 millimeters wide by 27 millimeters long, so it's small enough to fit even in most N-scale narrow hood diesel installations. Now, this is good for N-scale and HO, tight fit HO applications, but I would encourage you to do your stall current tests, as we've done a video in the past talking about stall current. If your motor is stalling more than 1 amp, you'll want to go with the TSU 2200. Now, this decoder is available in Steam 2, the EMD-2, GE, Alco, and Baldwin and others, as well as electric. Next up is our TSU 2200. Now, this decoder is similar to what used to be the original Tsunami. This is a 2 watt, 2 amp decoder with 6 lighting functions. And the one thing that's really good to note about this particular decoder is on the end here, under the shrink wrap, is actually a 9-pin JST standard connector. So if you want to make this a plug and play, or if you need to plug it into your Athearn RTR quick plugs or other 9-pin quick plugs, you can trim the insulation back just a little bit here, unplug the harness, and then simply plug it in to your model that you're working with. We can also plug in the NMRA 8-pin plug to 9-pin JST connector that we offer in our product line. Now, this decoder is also available in Steam 2, EMD, EMD-2, GE, Alco, and Baldwin and others, as well as electric. And this decoder actually is a few dollars cheaper than the TSU 1100. So again, it goes back to, if you have a little bit of stall current issue or you think you might be close, save yourself a couple of bucks and go with the bigger decoder. Next up is our TSU 21P NEM, and this is a decoder that has the 21-pin connector on the end and will plug into most 21-pin plug circuit boards that you'll find in many factory-installed models, such as Intermountain, Atlas, and others. Now, with this decoder, this is a 1 amp decoder, but it is a 2 watt amplifier. So again, you'll want to double check and make sure which speakers you're using. Now, the other thing we have is we have a 21-pin NEM adapter. Now, this circuit board here allows you to simply plug in the 21-pin decoder. So we can simply take this, plug it in, and then we can take a 9-pin JST harness, or in this case, an adapter harness with the 8-pin plug, and we can simply plug it in the end, and now we have a universal decoder. Now, on this adapter, I'll talk about really quickly, is we do have solder pads around the underside of this for additional lighting functions and the speaker and current keeper tab. Now, this decoder is also available in Steam 2, EMD, EMD-2, GE, Alco, and Baldwin and others, as well as electric. Next in our product line is the TSU P&P. Now, this is a board style replacement decoder that is designed to drop in many of the popular HO diesels that you see in the manufacturing world today. There are also provisions on the circuit board to accommodate many of the mounts you're going to find, such as Atlas, Athearn, Intermountain, Bowser, Kato, and others that will be already pre-built into the decoder to simply mount it in place. So this board format is a 2 amp 2 watt, 6 function decoder. There are a couple of things that are also unique about this particular decoder. For example, a 2-pin connector for the current keeper to just simply plug in. We also have an optional 1.5 volt regulated common. So if you're using this with older Athearn locomotives with the 1.5 volts, or a model of your choice with the 1.5 volt lights, you can simply wire to here as your common instead of the end tabs on each end, and that way you get pre-regulated for 1.5 volt no matter your track voltage. Now, this only comes in the diesels, so you're going to find this in the EMD, the EMD-2, GE, Alco, and the Baldwin and others. Now, last up in our product line is our TSU 4400. Now, this is a 4 amp, 6 function, 3 watt amplifier decoder that's good for S-scale, O-scale, and larger. So if you've got an O-scale model that stalls out about 2.5 to 3 amps, the TSU 4400 is going to be your best choice. Now, this is also good for large scale models that stall at about 4 amps or less. Now this is available in all the sound files. So you're going to find the Steam 2, EMD, EMD-2, the GE, Alco, and the Baldwin and others, as well as electric. Now you're also going to see the 2-pin connector here for the current keeper. Now the TSU 4400 also has screw terminals, so no soldering is really necessary. You just simply trim the installation, put the wire into the connector, and tighten the screw down. This makes your installation quick and easy. So now that we've taken a look at all the different board formats, please visit our website at SoundTraxx.com under the Products tab and take a little bit of closer look at each of these boards and take a look and see which one is going to best fit the model that you've chosen.